So anyways, I am plowing the roads, rebuilding them, keeping my box blade full of gravel, trying to fill in potholes, and rebuilding this road. It's not a road, it's a trail or right-of-way. The city doesn't maintain out here. We are responsible for all the work, all the maintenance, and you've got a small, like 2-week window to do the maintenance on the road. As soon as the ground thaws enough that the water drains, and that's what you're looking for, is the water to drain. And you'll know that just because you got puddles and quicksand everywhere, and then as soon as you start seeing dry ground, the ground is thawed enough that the water will drain. Then you can get to work rebuilding the roads. That way the glacial silt and this clay will harden up and the roads will set firm. But it's a chore. I'll give you a shot of the windshield. And all those little straight paths are where rock has gotten stuck underneath and drugged just a little bit. It helps break up the clay in the ground. A glacier used to slide over this ground 100 years ago. It thawed, and then the ground started thawing. So all this ground is virgin birth ground, virgin earth. So this is the first time trees, it starts out with little alders and saplings, it turns into Sitka spruce and birch, maybe a little bit of aspen. I need to figure out a tripod in here. I got one at the house, but I do not know where I can put it in here. Just hanging out. It's a slow drive. I could put this thing on cruise, but I gotta keep an eye on the box. The camera does help. You just kind of look up and see it. It would be nice to mix a little concrete in with this. I feel like a little 4% mixture would probably make it a little bit harder of a road. Every time it freezes and thaws, the ground just kind of sinks in a little bit. We've got to go back in and fill everything in. I don't know what's going on right there. It started to cave in this year. The ground's full of weird stuff. And I can't go up that road. Waffles, hi, how are you? Yeah, that hill, if you look right in the middle, there's a wet spot. It's a spring, and it's just opened up, started draining, and then the top of the hill cracked open, and it's draining. I can't go up there. I only get a couple passes over that hill, or it opens up and it's like quicksand. You just can't drive over that stuff until the water quits draining. But I can come in this little pull out, fills up my box with some nice sand and gravel. Then I pull back out onto the trail and go fill in more potholes. I'll take the shoulder side this time and start cutting in all those little sprouts coming up that you see right there. That's alder. That little guy is going to turn into that big guy, and they are super hard and a pain. You can't mow them down. You got to get a chainsaw in there. Oh, I'm dragging some rocks. Oh, it'll help break the road up just a little bit. I think this makes pass number 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yep, this will be pass number 5. So probably about 5 more to go. But now I'm starting to re-crown it. That's where I'm going to put an arch up in the middle and let the water drain off that side and in the middle to the other way. So I got my blade angled just a little bit so it's digging in a little bit more. So that way it gives a path for water to run off. And that's what it looks like back behind me. And this is another weird thing that happens. The ground just drops. So we had the edge of the road right here. I can turn that engine down. I'm not sure how you can hear me. But yeah, it just caved in. There's one of our snow markers right there. So I guess I'm not going to be plowing there anymore because there's a big hole there. There's no telling what's underneath our ground. It is such an odd ground. As the tail end of spring breakup, that's when the ground thaws and we can actually get to work. But if we end up driving out there anywhere, it's all just glacial silt. It's like this quicksand stuff, and it just opens up into big caverns and holes. Here's another one right here that caved in. I don't know if you can see the edges. Looks like somebody's come out and roped it off already. But yeah, these holes can just cave in at any moment and anywhere, but it always happens here. Started about 3 weeks ago and it lasts another 4 weeks. It's just the ground caving in season. We call it spring breakup. So we do what we can while we can, and then once it dries here in a few weeks, it'll be hard as a rock and can't do any more work for the season. That's what's going on behind me. It's getting a lot smoother. This is my, how long have I been up here? Moved up here in 2018. I was stationed up here 2004 to 2006, and then 2010 to 13. I was stationed down on Kodiak Island. One of my first cases was Ted Stevens when his aircraft went down. I think I just got qualified on C-130, and we got launched out on that. It was an interesting storm, a bunch of volcanoes and stuff up there. But we ended up buying this place in 2018. We were in Yellowstone. Whoa, there's a new hole. That one almost has a cave in it. Swallowed a tree. This ground is weird. What am I doing? Titus, I am trying to rebuild our road. The snow just melted and the ground has thawed enough that we can get to work. But the ground sinks every year, so I've got to redirect the water to flow different directions. All this is just dead ground that folded over, so I got to knock these edges off of the corner. And I got a box blade with tines up. I had tines down a couple days ago and was able to crack the road up some. But I was just hanging out here. I figured I'd show a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes on how we live our daily lives in order to get to the grocery store. Let's see how we're looking out the back. That doesn't really work, does it? That's a really bad view. I'm gonna have to, oh, sorry about that. I'm starting to get that thing clogged. So I'm gonna have to go figure out how to clean this thing. I'll probably be ending this once I get up to the hill so I can get turned around and cleaned out this box blade. I need to work on recrowning this hill as well.